The part that we really need to take personal responsibility for. Saturday, I had a little low-grade fever.
Uh-oh.
Do you want a drink? Yes, please. What are you drinking? Tea. I'll have a beer. I like your shirt. Thank you. You should have dressed up more. Why? I'm not seeing anyone. What you been doing? Not much. I went for a run. Forwards or backwards? I smoke too much and drink too much to be running. Maybe now isn't the time to start running. You shouldn't smoke. It's bad for your lungs. I've just come from the heath. It's too cold to be out. It was pleasant. People were out. My son had a picnic. It was just like a summer's day. You shouldn't be doing that. Why not? Didn't you hear? We're in quarantine. What's that even mean? That one should stay inside at all times. That's fine. I'm inside at all times. Let's play a game of cards. How have you been? I've been worried. I haven't been sleeping well. It's not so much that the situation scares me, but more that everyone around the situation is making me scared. How about you? I've put myself in a little predicament, if I'm honest with myself. You see, I was screaming and shouting about how it was time for the end of man. I believed we had our time to make an impact, and all we'd done was impact it negatively. I thought it was time to give someone else a chance. But now, I'm not so sure. I see. The thing that scares me the most, however, is that if this really is the end of times, I feel I should have spent my time a bit better. How would you be spending your time? Quickly. I don't know. I just thought the end of the world would have been louder. Drink your tea. I put honey in it. How have you been spending your time? I've been thinking. About what? About the wars. What about them? They're the same every day. They never change. What else do you think about? I feel like there's two versions of me. Possibly more. Living different, separate lives. I think I get visions of their lives through memories that didn't happen, dreams that cannot be true. I win. I hate this game. You hate because you lose. I don't want to play anymore. Frankly, they've handled it awfully. They're probably trying their best. When anyone can get it, it becomes more important. Did you hear about the latest American import to get it? I don't care for the news, it makes me too depressed. That's disastrous. How do you know what's happening in the world? I try not to. And politics. You must care for politics. I don't care for politics. I think they all act like apes. I care very much for politics. Frankly, your ignorance irritates me, especially in a time like this. Well, I don't trust it. When it's dark, I hear helicopters. I should be asleep, but I hear helicopters. Surely that is just one's imagination. Probably. Do you dream of helicopters? I dream of drowning. I think now would be the perfect time to try socialism. I'm not quite sure what that is. It is a word that is somehow better than the rest of the words. In times like this, it is easy to abuse vulnerable people. Aren't vulnerable people always being abused? Exactly. This is why things need to change. Not later, but now. Be quiet. Politics gives me a headache. You're ignorant. In times like this, you have to look forwards. It's funny. In times like this, I've been looking backwards. How so? I used to live life like it was never going to end. Now I live life like I'm ready to die. Exactly. That's my point. People are afraid to live. I don't think that was your point. Well, my point changes. You look around, what are people doing? They are consuming, they are buying, they are making someone very rich. They should be fighting, they should be attacking. Attica! Attica! This is history, my friend. In the future, people will be looking back. In the future, we will be current. This is far too radical for me. I don't see the point of being current in the future. Don't you want to be remembered? For you or your time? I think time is only now. History is just different points of view pulled together, none of which are true to anything except themselves. Time is now and then it's gone. It will never be the same again. I remember what I did yesterday. You remember it through tinted windows, with the imprint of your own reflection printed on it. Time is only now, and even then it is not here. What about God? He knows the truth. Can you believe in a God that kills these people for no reason? I will always believe in God, because my mother told me to. If there is a God, it must be hard for him. How do you enjoy the suspense when you know exactly what's going to happen? Think about all the writers, painters and creatives that would have loved to see these times. Think about how lucky we are to see the end of days. What a time to be alive. I'm okay with dying. I think that's why I live forever. Death is just like being alive, but different. It's funny how quickly things change. If Man City had won the Champions League, Liverpool would not be considered the best team in the world. What if God's given up? Would you like another drink? Yes, please. It makes me melancholy. I've been drinking a lot recently. Oh, yes? Yes. I keep telling myself I need to be proactive, I need to be productive. But I keep waking up forgetting how I got to bed. It's time you took up an activity. Found a passion. Maybe I'll start doing heroin. You see, the beauty of drug addiction is, the only thing that matters is getting the dosage. They're like you, they don't care for anything. The world could be on fire and they would not care. They're forever present, they're only concerned by now. All I need to worry about is everything. You seem to have thought about it a lot. Yes, I have. You could create something. Finally finish that film you're always talking about. I'm trying, but I can only get a few hours done. You see, I don't write well sober. But too much to drink, and I can't write at all. What are you meant to feel in times like this? Happy to still be here. Not unhappy you have to watch. As long as I'm participating, I don't see what all the fuss is about. If they knew what the fuss was about, they wouldn't be fussing. I miss the pub. The pub was a great place to meet new people. I worry about my place in the universe. Don't worry, there is no place for you. If everything can be stopped this easily, then what really is the point in fighting the inevitable? For the fun of it, my dear boy. It's cold outside. It's meant to be warm today. He downs the last gulp as a solitary drop tries to escape his mouth, only for him to swallow and swoop his tongue round just in time to catch the mere morsel before it hits the ground, crying out for freedom. I always dreamed of having a pulp. Close your eyes. I dream of a thumb. Who is I? He plays on Adobe Photoshop. I am the spider who hides in the corner. Don't you think after all this, we'll be so much more appreciative of what we've got? I think we'll learn to hate it even more. Don't be so pessimistic. This is a great moment of change. Things will just go back to the way they were. Making such assertions as that is absurd. No one can tell what will happen in the future. Shouldn't we be looking forwards? You said it would be hard times to come only a week ago. But to worry about that later. There is nothing you can do about it now. There's always something one can do. History seems to be proving you otherwise. Hopefully after this people won't touch me as much. I'm hoping they'll touch me more. Anyway, we should not talk about ourselves. We are comfortable and warm, with a full belly and a woozy head. We should take some time to talk about the less fortunate people. That was loud. What? And what about you? What about me? What do you think of love? I don't think much of it. You should. What should I think? Of love. What about you? I'm talking to someone. Only talking? Talking is all we can do. Romantic. I wish I could be romantic. The problem is, I don't know what they want. Have you ever been married? No. I think marriage is a survival mechanism. I think it's man's way of hunting in a pack. No, that hunting is not necessary. But without having to be available to the scrutiny of the masses, and still remaining singular in a double. You can't be a single in a double. If you have 2 shots of whiskey in 1 glass, it's still just a whiskey. I think if humans cannot find love in a time like now, then it finally has to be official. What has to be? It has to be official that love is dead. My boy, love will never die. It will be tested in people, that's for sure. It always has been. Love will always be there. You might just have to look for it in yourself. The poor boy's gone mad. He confuses God and love with hope and will. Everyone wants to survive.